KUAW and YouTube. YouTube's KUAW space radio. Facebook's KUAW-LPFM 985. Yeah, go ahead. You guys are on there.
You might want to refresh too. You see it? Okay. I can't find it. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready, Mr. Walker. Mike's not hot yet.
Just a second.
Yep. I got a black. There we go. We good.
You need a microphone.
Oh, I need a microphone. Oh. Okay, is it on? Okay.
It's on.
All
right. It's 7:00. It says the Source of the Inkwell. Live. I'm your host, Tyrone Gathers Jr. on KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom, Kansas City's global community radio station. You can check out this radio broadcast on a number of ways. You can go to Facebook and type in KUAW/LPFM 98.5, or on the YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in KUAW, and we'll pop right up as well. Also, you can call in at 816-599-6893 and email us at kuaw985@gmail.com. This is the second stop on my field trip this summer. This trip I'm doing is a tour of as many Black-owned businesses as I can find. The reason why I'm choosing Black-owned businesses is because, one, Kansas City is like a mecca for Black-owned businesses. There's so many Black businesses that's starting up here in Kansas City. People they really don't know about it. And also, Black-owned businesses are also some of the most not supported. So we got to support our own. Now, today, I have two guests. My first guest is a young lady to my immediate right, Miss Camila Muhammad. How are you doing?
Hey, everybody. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for stopping into the Inkwell.
You're welcome.
Yeah, haven't seen you in a while. Been knowing Camila for,
Oh, God.
yeah, I know him. 20 years? 20 years? Man. Please tell us the name of your business.
Well, I am the founder and owner of Noor Photography. It is a photography company that I started about a year ago now.
Okay.
Just went full-fledged into it about a year ago. Always been into photography. Really got into it, I'd have to say, after my brother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took it from there. Just found my peace and just capturing, others' memories, others' smiles. Just something about making something permanent, with the lens and the shutter that just does something.
Wow. So I like how you said that you took something that gave you peace, and you're utilizing this to share that peace with other people. In so many words.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Well, okay. And you've been doing this for a year now. Prior to your business, was photography like a hobby, or was it just
a hobby? I was, growing up, and I even have this on my Facebook page, New Photography KC. I'm sorry. My grandmother had always instilled in us just memories. Always, capture your memories. Started off with her having a Polaroid camera. I remember the one where you had to.
Oh yeah, you gotta do this here.
Yes, that too. The Kodak one.
And everyone's sitting around looking like,
yeah,
there he is. Yeah.
So it started with that, and it just kind of grew from there. And family functions, I was probably the main one with a camera phone taking pictures. Like, hey, let's take a picture, selfie. Let's everybody take a picture. So, it's always something that I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, after the tragedy I had in my family, it was I didn't realize how many pictures I had of my brother until after he passed. Mm-hmm. And I got like a gang of pictures of him, and I was just like, wow. And it brought me peace knowing he's not here, but I do have pictures of him from different years, coming up. And it just I got support from family and friends that just, told me, hey, this is something that you're good at. You need to take it further. And me being a shy individual that I am, which is why I prefer to stay behind the camera, I decided to go ahead and do it. And I get a kick out of my clients and their when they see the finished product.
Right.
It's something, the look on their face.
It's just a beautiful thing.
It is. It really is.
Okay. Now, what type of pictures, do you specialize in?
Pretty much anything. I do a lot of family portraits. I actually have a wedding coming up in August that I'm pretty excited about. This will be my third. Yeah, this will be my third wedding.
Now, shooting a wedding is a big deal.
Shooting a wedding is a big deal. That's something I take all my photography work seriously. But weddings those are those moments in time that if you don't do it right, you come to regret it. The client may end up hating you. The bad reviews. So those are things that I really I take my time on. I take extra time on. I treat those with like a little baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, the weddings are a really, really big deal.
So far, you're 3-0 for weddings.
3-0. Well, I'll be 3-0.
Oh, you will be. We're gonna claim that.
I'm gonna claim that.
So you will be 3-0. That's good. Now, now personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in several weddings, seen several weddings, and sometimes the photographer, it's like two spectrums with a photographer at a wedding.
True.
One of them is like, okay, yeah, they own it, they're efficient, and then two is like, man, you still snapping? So I mean, so
listen.
Okay.
So the last wedding I did, the first one, let me go back to the first wedding that I did. It was my very first, and I was nervous. And I thought I was snapping too much until I actually got a chance to, once everything was done. I'm the type, I don't like to wait. I like to, once I get home, I like to go and see what my work looks like, my edits look like. So I thought I was snapping too much, and I felt like I didn't snap enough. And then the second wedding, which was back in April, I thought I didn't snap enough, but I snapped a whole lot. So it just depends on the photographer. I would consider myself a perfectionist.
Okay.
So I have to get that shot where most people are probably like, oh, that's an okay shot. For me, I'm like, no, that's a shot. That's a shot that you want. I got a shot my most recent wedding. It's a shot of the groom coming out, but the way that he's coming out, most people probably wouldn't be able to get it because he's doing some type of I can't even explain the walk, but he was coming out to E40. So yes, so that shot is said a lot because of how his whole, the way his body was, and then the smile on his face.
Yeah,
he was ready. He was ready to go ahead and meet
do
his
that
bride.
thing.
Yes, he was.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, I like I said, weddings are my pride. And I usually try to limit I don't try to do too many of them. But my second pride would have to be family or portrait photography. Okay. Just because, those are those moments, those memories. Those you taking shots of little babies and, small children, and then, your teenagers and your preteens, you're taking shots of those. And then the next go around, you see them, 2-3 years later, and you can, the difference in their face structure, they tell they've grown up, So I'm seeing those they have great sense.
Now let's use the reality stone and still plugging. And let's paint a picture. Show us what a typical day will look like on a photo shoot. What do you do to prepare?
For newer photography, I'm huge into music.
Okay.
So, whether if I'm editing or or if I'm getting ready, I'm getting my mind right. I usually have a playlist. I got a few playlists, but my main go-to playlist right now would be anything Jay-Z. I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. Okay. I love Ho. That latest CD that him and his wife came out with just Mando. So I usually have, my phone, my earbuds. I usually get to the destination before my client. Right. And so I'm just ready. I'm looking at my gear, taking some, sample shots, making sure everything's right the way that I need it to be. I do say a prayer. Then once my client comes in, my attitude is they're usually nervous anyway. And so, of course, I'm nervous. They're nervous, but they don't need to know that I'm nervous.
Right. Well, they know now.
Right. But I go to them and I just let them know, hey, let's do this. You ready? Don't be nervous. Let me do what I do. You just be natural.
Okay. So you take all the stress off your client.
I do.
That's good.
That's the thing about photography though, because it is stressful, right? I mean, it's stressless. It's not supposed to be where the client is nervous and giddy. They're supposed to just not even know that I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, they can barely hear my lens, you know. So I take all this stress away.
Okay.
And then of course I smile.
Oh yeah. Got to show them the smile. Yeah. Now, being that you just got the smile, would you consider yourself photogenic yourself?
Why would you do that?
That's yes, no question.
You know, I've been told that I am. You know, I like taking, selfies and things.
Yeah.
But you know, I usually, when people want to take a picture of me, I'm like, oh, that's okay.
You do that. Yeah, you do it yourself.
I do it myself. Or
right.
I prefer to be, again behind the camera.
That's because you got an eye for it.
I have an eye for it.
Yeah. Okay. Now we talked about some of your, I don't want to say, well, some of your more favorite shoots. Now, what are some of your least favorite? I shouldn't say least favorite. Ones that kind of like are more tedious. I say that.
I don't have any.
Okay.
Like I honestly get a joy out of, like, I'll go out with my camera just on a random day, like, and just take pictures. You know, as a matter of fact, on my Instagram page, which is the same name as my Facebook page, Your Photography KC, I just posted some shots that I took. I think I was downtown somewhere, and I got on the streetcar and got some shots. You know, so it's just random shots. You know, I love my city. So I'll just get out with my Canon and I'm just snapping. Okay, so Canon is your weapon of choice. Canon is my weapon of choice.
Okay, and why Canon? Without endorsing it.
Right, without endorsing it. Well, your photography, no.
Yeah, no, you can say that. Yeah, you can say that.
Your photography likes Canon, because I have a friend of mine is into photography as well. And actually have two different male friends that are into photography, and they both, Canon is their weapon of choice.
Right.
And so when I decided to go deeper into photography, I talked to both of them, and they both were like, yeah, Canon, but Nikon is good, but this is why I like Canon. So of course I tried out both. For me, I started off with a smaller Canon. And I have smaller hands, and it just felt right. I just like how Canon operates. Okay. It's nothing really major. I've never not had a bad experience with Canon. And even when I've had to call their customer service, it's always just been something, pleasant. So. Okay. And with your weapon of choice, after you take these pictures, you developing all yourself and everything, and so how do you give the clients their pictures back? Usually the clients get their pictures back via a customized USB drive. It usually has my name, my logo, a picture of my logo on the USB drive. Sometimes customers or clients would prefer to have them emailed to them, which is fine too. But everything comes fully edited. I do the editing myself. Sometimes clients want prints. I do use a printing company that I'll send their portraits off to. It's a little bit longer as far as them receiving their finished product, but there's never not been an issue once they get their product. I always let them know, hey, this is a time frame that you can expect to receive your images. I like that. Yeah, you got different options. Yeah. You gotta make sure that the client, because sometimes, just from doing my research before I even got started, sometimes I noticed that a lot of clients don't have options. And that's the thing about no photography. I don't believe in hitting a person or hitting a family over the head to capture their moments, because granted, I am a business and I make a decent amount, right? But at the end of the day, photography or capturing, pictures and smiles and moments, that's something that's priceless. Yeah. So, for a lot of my clients, they tell me we don't take family pictures because we normally can't afford them. And it's just like, wow, like that's ridiculous to me. So you're pretty reasonable with your prices. Yeah. Okay. And all of my clients have said, Mila, you're very, very reasonable. I'm very impressed too. Yes. Okay. I got two more questions I want to ask you before we transition to the next guest. First question: what is, like, if you could pick any subject and any destination to shoot, who would it be and where? Any subject? Yeah. Like any subject. So there is this model. Okay. She has a skin condition. her skin is so beautiful. She's black. She's African American.
She has like the patches.
Yes,
yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. It's what Michael Jackson had.
Vitiligo.
Yes, she's so beautiful to me. So I would love to take a shot, like take shots of her. There was also a young lady who used to get, I believe she got, it was on Facebook or something. She was getting bullied for her dark skin.
Yeah. Okay.
And I saw that and I was just like, oh my, she's just so gorgeous. Like our skin is just so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And anywhere, I would love, see, if I already been to the East Coast, I can't say that. I would love to go to anywhere in Africa. Anywhere in Africa.
Anywhere in
Africa. It doesn't matter. Just anywhere in Africa.
No, that's right.
I mean, again, it has to go back to just taking shots of the culture and our blackness. Okay. Something about our blackness that I just love.
Okay, it's a part of you. You're supposed to love yourself. It is a part of me, exactly.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
And next question, the name.
I knew
how'd you come up with that?
So, goes back to, again, I lost my brother, 2016. And that he would be what we would consider the light of our family. Okay. And Noor means light in Arabic. And so photography. So my thought was, and just talking with my sister and my mom, I wanted to be able to capture the light, not the darkness that sometimes photography can bring. Yeah. I wanted to capture the light. So it's really.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been wanting to ask you that like since you first started. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna pick my time. And
this was the perfect time.
I figured I'd bring you in my arena.
Yes, Noor photography means light in Arabic.
Light in Arabic, and it's also dedication to your brother.
Dedication to my brother.
Okay. Yeah. And how can people, like, if, for example, we have a lot of people that are listening, a lot of people that are watching. How can we get in contact with you?
So you definitely can reach me on my Facebook page, Noor Photography KC. You can reach me via my Gmail address, noorphotographyKC@gmail.com. My Instagram, I'm constantly on my social media posting. So Instagram is the same name, Noor Photography KC. And then my phone number is 816-895. I can't think of the last 4 digits, and I do apologize. Don't hate me, y'all. 895. I don't remember. Oh my gosh. So Noor Photography KC, Facebook, Noor Photography KC, Instagram, and Noor Photography KC@gmail.com.
All right.
And again, I'm constantly posting because it's what I do when it comes to my photography.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. And we're going to see you back later on in the show. Yep. We're going to take a 30-second break. Facebook Live, stay with us. YouTube, stay with us. Radio, hold on for 30 seconds. We're going to transition with our next guest. Source of the Inkwell.
Solution for you. Visit us at mjbtrc.com to get started today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right. And we are back. This is the Source of the Inkwell. Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Kansas City's global community radio station. You can listen to this broadcast in a number of ways. KUAW.org. The TuneIn app on your cellular device or your tablet. Type in KUAW. Will pop right up. Or on Facebook. Facebook Live. KUAW/LPFM 98.5. Or on the YouTube channel. Type in KUAW and we'll pop right up. Please call in at 816-599-6893 or email us at kuaw985@gmail.com. This is a broadcast dedicated to Black-owned businesses. Just previously, you listened to Miss Camila Muhammad for Noor Photography. And now I have Miss Jody Manning. How are you doing?
Good, you?
I'm great. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, we're good. Great. Now, tell us the name of your business.
My business is Khalees Monet Events, LLC.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm an event planner, and it's turned into a whole lot of other stuff that I do too. I've been doing it since about 2009.
2009.
Yes.
Wow. Man, I don't even remember 2000. I don't remember 20 minutes ago. No,
Wow.
I had a great guess 20 minutes ago. That's
Right.
yeah. Now, tell us exactly what you do as far as your business.
What I do a host of many events. Obviously weddings, baby showers, reunions, anything, any kind of event that you can think of,
Mhm.
I can handle it. I do a lot of day of coordination. A lot of people don't need the full
Oh, really?
gamut of, wedding planner for 6 months to a year. So they may have me just come in for the day of. They may have gotten
Really?
everything together. Yeah.
Okay.
People do a lot of stuff. Things like Pinterest and everything is kind of almost nix the traditional wedding planner because you can find out so much stuff online. But a lot of people just need somebody to run everything. Maybe the
Yeah,
day of.
like a showrunner.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
So pretty much like, let's say for example, someone's getting married in 4 hours. They can call you and say, "Hey, are you available to run the show for me?"
Not in 4 hours.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I mean, I love a challenge.
Yeah.
However, I do like time to prepare
Okay.
and everything just to know what I'm getting into. But I mean, it could be a month or so.
Mhm.
I mean, a month, couple weeks, just so
Yeah.
have enough time to figure out the logistics of the venue and
Mhm.
everything, and make sure I get a good rapport with the venue
Okay.
because a lot of venues nowadays are hiring they have their own they want, and they know they want somebody outside of the venue to come in to run everything, and that's what I'm coming.
Okay. Now, what other events do you do besides weddings?
I've done weddings. I've done like a bridal shower, baby showers. I mean, and I just don't plan them. I do the decor for them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, down to because being an event planner, it's kind of hard to display your work because you're working with a host of vendors. Like I could be working with the photographer, the DJ. I'm working with if they hire another designer or something, then I'm working with them just to
Mhm.
make sure I'm kind of the person behind the scenes, making sure all the other vendors are coordinated and getting in their position at the right time and everything. So I'm kind of on the outskirts of it all,
Mhm.
but kind of the glue that holds
Puts
it
it all together. Yeah. Okay. How'd you come up with the name?
Actually, my husband did.
Okay.
It's our daughter's middle names.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was something very unique, very, I didn't want anything with my name in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're my kids. So
And it's a beautiful thing that you keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to your husband. He's also a frequent guest on the show, and also a strong friend of the show too. You might hear me yell, "Thanks, Kevin, for sharing the video." It's Kevin Manning. He's over here doing his thing on the side. Yeah, he's
he's
waving.
live now.
Yeah, oh yeah, live right now. But I like how you keeping everything in the family. Like
Yes.
that. Now, when you are doing events, does the family go out and help you set up?
Yes. In most cases, if it's a rather large event,
Mhm.
I do reach out to Kevin and my now business manager, my older sister, Sean. I'll have them come out and they'll help me set up. Kevin usually helps me with the reception part of it all
Uh-huh.
because, like Camila said, I'm not the most vocal person. I'm shy, and so this is a step out for me.
Okay.
So thank you.
Oh,
This will help.
yeah.
Hopefully, and Kevin will run it and everything while I'm running around in the back, making sure everything's going the way that it goes. Because for me, I started my business out of it wasn't so much as frustration, but it was just the things that I knew that I wanted when I was planning my own wedding and things that I could see that could go, that could go different and things that I would have liked for someone to do for me. So my whole thinking is, I mean, a bride's going to be stressed. Whoever, whether it's a bride, a client, they're going to be stressed.
Yeah.
It's a big event. They're spending a lot of money and everything. My job is to come and take that away from you. And so when somebody comes in and they want us to do the shop, they want us to do the rehearsal, the ceremony, and the reception, we stay at the end. If you want to leave during your reception, if you're tired, if you're over it, I don't believe in my brides cleaning up. That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
I've been in a wedding when the brides start picking up plates.
Really?
And so,
wow.
You know,
she's supposed to be honeymooning.
Exactly.
And she's
you know, I want you to be able to enjoy it. Put that stress on me. If anybody's upset, I don't have any personal ties.
Remarkable. You said that you know what it's like to be in a wedding. Of course, you married a man over here. You know what a bride goes through. Therefore, when you prepare for your clients, you take the stress off of them.
Yes.
And for someone to say that, people who are listening, already Miss Manning is letting you know that she's putting the best interest of her client ahead of everything else to make sure that your experience is seamless as possible. I don't know many people that say stuff like that. You know, that's very powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah, very powerful. I mean, just hey, I mean, you're listening, that would get my attention right there. I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, I don't want them because it's a lot, especially when you're dealing with a wedding party or something like that. It's a lot to get a group of people. Especially, I didn't realize how difficult it could be to get a group of grown people together to complete a task.
Right. Yeah.
As simple as walking down the aisle, you know, and and so I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My grandparents had a dance studio, so I'm very used to like rehearsals and all that, And so the whole, the rehearsal part, that's regular for me. It's your regular 8 count. Like, let's go. Everybody's getting down the aisle. And, and to go back to the taking the stress off of them, at every rehearsal that I do, I give a speech at the end and I let the bridal party know I only need 3 people here to make this happen. So please be on time, respect their time, respect their money. I need the bride, the groom, and the pastor.
That's it.
If you're not here on time, that's this. From in my opinion, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because it's an honor to be in somebody's wedding, and so treat it as such. They ask you to be there. They ask you to be in it. You've obviously spent the time and money to be here. Be on time.
I like, It's kind of like you're the right hand of doom too. It's like, look, I need y'all to get it together for you. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like you're going out, you're making sure they have everything that goes through their mind, you already got taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like the point person. I like that. That's cool.
I try to, beat the problem. If that makes sense, I try to get ahead of it and everything, because that's the last. Then what am I here for?
Yeah.
If you're trying to figure everything out, let me do that.
So walk us through a typical event.
Typical event,
whether it be a wedding or anything. I know they're all different, but one of your specialties.
We sit down, we'll have a consultation. You'll let me know what your expectations are, what you want me to do, because a lot of times people don't want a planner like right there all the time, like running totally everything. But then on the flip side, they could want me to do everything. They don't want to touch it. Just, I'm going to pay you to do everything. Here, let's go.
Okay.
And so in the case where they want me to do everything, I'm contacting vendors. I'm making sure things are being delivered at the right time. I'm making sure that the setup and this, because a lot of times people are renting places, and so that's your money. So I want to make sure that we get in on time, set up, breakdown and everything in a timely manner, because I don't want anybody to not get their deposit back. Sometimes that can be an issue when you're rushing to, dealt with venues before, I know what they'll accept and what they won't accept to get money back. And plus, you just don't want to put a bad taste in anybody's mouth. But so it's like, well, we go over the expectations. What you expect from what you want me to do. How far you want me to go. Like as far as a reception for a wedding or something. I'll ask them how firm are you on your RSVP list? Okay. We've had it where my husband will stand at the door with the list, and the people who RSVP, you go in first, and the people that didn't, well, you have to wait to the side and you have to get filtered in.
Wow. Oh man, I gotta applaud that right there, because I mean, how many times have you been to people listening, people watching, how many times have you been to an event and those who did not RSVP got your spot? Man.
Yeah.
I just got like a flashback.
Yeah, because you have to think, a lot of people, sometimes a lot of our people, they don't like to RSVP. They'll say, oh, they know I'm coming. You have to think about that. I know they're coming. I know I'm paying for them to eat. I know I'm paying for them to drink. I know I'm paying for an extra seat. Be mindful, please, people. RSVP. If they ask for it, please.
Yeah, out of respect. See, we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that pay out the door mentality.
But yeah, just please.
Yeah.
Out of respect.
Yeah.
For out of respect for them, just at least do that.
Yeah. That shows better business. A better business arrangement too. Like you got this RSVP. You got RSVP for a reason, so people can plan ahead and know what they gotta buy, how they gotta set the room up.
Right.
I mean, if I got 20 people RSVP, and I got 40 people at the door that's talking about they're gonna walk a pip in there, I didn't prepare for that.
Right.
So
yeah, and so that comes with taking the stress off of the client.
Yeah, so you're very strategic with how you handle things.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I'll stay up late for it. You don't do it. I tell my clients my phone is at your disposal.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I sleep with my phone on my nightstand.
Yeah.
It's not always the best thing, because you may have a bride. We're coming close to D-Day, and and everything. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, because I said I would do it, but I would want somebody to do that. I would want somebody to do that for me. I wouldn't do anything for any of my clients and customers that I wouldn't want for myself.
Yeah, and then if you think about it, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, the satisfaction that you did a good job for that client.
Yeah, when they're thoroughly happy, and when I see them having fun and everything, and they're not running around trying to worry, is this taken care of? Is this taken care of? I feel very good about that. I know my job was done.
Okay. Speaking of jobs, you got something going on this weekend, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on this weekend?
In addition to my event planning, because and you mentioned like as far as the whole family thing.
Yeah.
I have 2 girls, and so it was very obvious that I needed to do something that they could kind of be in on, and so we started hair bows.
Okay.
And hair bows turned into tutus, and tutus turned into dresses, and so.
Wow. So you're a seamstress as well.
Yeah. Well.
Not like a seamstress.
We're not. I love arts and crafts and everything, so I do a lot of that. And this weekend, I am having a yard boutique. It's a flip-on a yard sale.
Okay.
But yard sale kind of doesn't sound as nice as boutique.
Yeah.
People like the word boutique.
They do.
That's the end.
Boutique sounds nice.
Yeah. So I will be hosting a yard boutique at my house, and I will have tutus, hair bows. I do bonnets, anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Mainly because I get a lot of different vendor shows, and you spend this money for these shows, and then you may not get anybody. And I'm sitting in the most awesome venue of all. I'm in my house.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. And
okay.
Yeah.
So like for example, if someone wants to come and check it out, how do they go about getting the information to get there?
Well, it is listed on our Facebook page.
Good. And what's your
Khalees Monet Events,
Okay.
KC, and it's KELISMONAE Events with an S,
Mm-hmm.
KC, on Facebook. Khalees Monet Events on Instagram, and my website is KhaleesMonet.com.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
And what's the time frame?
It is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
9 to 2. Okay, perfect. That's good. Yeah, y'all need to go check that
Perfect
out.
time for all of your shopping pleasures. You can come buy gifts. You can
That's shopping time, rolling the morning.
you can put in orders for custom work. I do a lot of custom things. Just come and hang out, see the things we have, and
Maybe
also
plan
get some orders.
maybe plan an event too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of
See
course.
now everyone that I'm bringing in, I try to support their business in some kind of way. I'm either gonna go to the event on Saturday, or I might just have you plan my book signing that I got coming up. So
okay.
yeah. So
That'd be great.
like I said, I went to my man's food truck last week. I'm working with my other guests and things. So personally, not only am I bringing in my black businesses, I'm also supporting my black businesses too. Because if we don't support each other, who else is going to do it?
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I want you to one more time throw out your information.
Well, KhaleesMonet.com.
Okay,
That gets
that's
you.
right.
That gets you everywhere.
Everything. Can you pull it up on your?
Yes.
I can we can actually zoom in on the camera here, and so people can kind of get a snapshot of what the web page looks like. See, we got cameras right here. We got one right here too. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
this one right here.
there
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so when you log in, this is what you're looking at right here.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. Zoom.
Yeah, we can.
Shout out to my son Paul. Zoom is one of his favorite bedtime songs.
And then all of these links, it gets you to the social media pages.
Oh wow. See that? Very efficient. Very efficient.
And you can send me emails through there, through the contact us link,
Mhm.
and it comes straight to my email.
Okay.
Yes.
So, event planning. You make bows. You make tutus. You said dresses.
Yes.
Dresses.
Mm-hmm.
You make t-shirts.
Yes.
Okay. So I can get.
I made this T-shirt.
All right. So you know what? I might give me an Inkwell t-shirt.
Hey.
Cause Inkwell's yeah.
I'll take care of it. I got you.
So definitely check that out. You got an event at the house
Yes.
Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. And if you want more information about that, please go on to the web page. That
www.khaleesmonet.com.
yeah, we're not gonna throw out your address all over worldwide.
No.
Yeah.
My address is
See, I have something iconic right here. All right, I have two black women who own their businesses. So I want to bring Camila back out. And I want you to sit across from Jody. I know both of you know each other. I know I just met you, but I've been knowing you indirectly through your hands for a while. I've been knowing you for over 20
I know,
years.
right?
And like I said, we didn't age. No,
Hey,
I-
got
yeah.
that secret,
It
you
is
know,
what
got
it
that
is, what
secret
it is.
sauce.
So there's I want to talk about this powerful moment right here. Because see, one, your events go hand in hand. Events, capturing those precious moments. And I'm sure there's going to be a collaboration going on soon if it hasn't already happened. And also, I want to talk about the obvious blessing that we have in the room here. Black women owning businesses. Let's talk about that. Why is it important? I mean, yeah. Let's be real. Entrepreneurship in this country is male dominated.
That's true.
It is, and we have something unique here. We have black women that are owning businesses. So the question is, why is this an important? Why is this a big? Why am I making a big deal out of this? You know,
why are we not?
why? Yeah,
Right. Why are
yeah.
we not?
Well,
Like,
yeah. I mean, I am, but yeah. I
Right.
mean, society's not.
right.
So why should society pay a huge attention to black female businesses? A business ran by black women.
I think it's more or less of we've been the mothers.
Yes.
We've been the wives.
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, okay, well, the husband's gonna take care of the man, and everything. So why not?
Yeah.
I'm like, we run companies, house. That is I mean, we're we're wrangling the kids. We're, in some homes where, I know for me growing up, my grandmother did all the financial stuff. My grandpa went and worked, and she did all the financial. I mean, women have been running their homes, and it's a business for years. So the fact that you want to step out and actually have a lucrative business where you can make money and you could show other little girls and other women that yes, women can do it. It's possible.
It's very possible.
It's not just the men that's doing it. The women are behind the men. It's most of the cases.
It's more than just saying, hey, when we say we're gonna leave a legacy for our children, for women anyways, it's more than just teaching our young women how to cook and clean, like Jody said, and our young guys, even the same thing. For my son, I have a 13-year-old. He said to me about a week ago, "Mama, I think you're an awesome photographer." And I'm like, wow, that means he's paying attention, first of all. And I'm doing something that's causing him to pay attention, And so for me, that's my legacy. My legacy is him. And when I'm no longer here, what I have to leave him is this art that I happen to have, that I use a camera for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and it's just showing him that you don't have to be a football player or a basketball player to be something. There's other ways to be able to do for self other than, playing sports or things like that, So it's for me, it's important because bottom of the grain, and for Kansas City, I've made a few Facebook posts on my personal page where, it's so much out there that all of us can get it, all of us can make it, but we have to get out of this thought process. Yeah, this thought process that only because I know you, I'm going to support you, or I know that person, I'm going to support that person. So that's why it's important. We gotta think outside the box.
We do. And I'm gonna say something live on the air too, thinking outside the box as well. I had a student come to me and say, "Hey, I'm so glad I got a black male teacher." And I'm like, "Well, why is it important?" You keep hearing this black male role model, black male. That's fine, but I shouldn't say but. However, let's go ahead and add to that and say, "Hey, look, I have a black woman role model. It's okay for a male to have a black woman role model. I mean, there's nothing wrong for a male to look up to a woman. I mean, you two young ladies are business owners. And I'm like, I tip my hat to that because I'm still working for man. And you ladies are actually laying down the groundwork, so like you said, for legacies for your children, for your families. And I actually salute you for that. Live on the Inkwell. I mean, that's real talk and some change, because it's very rare that you see our women getting the credit that they deserve. Especially you're running businesses that are very like, wow, this is perked up. So, what advice would you give a young lady or a young man, doesn't matter, who's aspiring to own their own business? They're watching this show, they're listening to the show right now, and their phone rings, ring, 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 and you answer. What advice could you give me to start my own business?
You're your biggest fan.
Yeah.
Period.
And your biggest critic.
Yeah. We can talk all day about getting support from the community and and having people to support you and repost something and everything. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you wouldn't stay up 24 hours working on your grind, like I work full time in corporate America. I log off at 4 and 4:01. I'm on camera, because I believe in it. I didn't come this far to be like, oh, okay, well, it's not moving fast enough for me. It's not moving quick enough for me. The phone's not ringing enough. It's not, so I'm gonna stop. No, it's not enough. You have to believe in yourself. Period. I mean, you can't expect for everybody else to always lift you up and hold you up and everything.
Yep.
It starts with self.
Right.
Period. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that it's not gonna happen quick.
Right.
You cannot think that it's gonna be instant success.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have more failures in the beginning that's gonna test you. You're gonna lose money because you're just trying to get your name out. I done lost money. Just be like, oh, I'll do it for this. And I'm working like a dog just to get my name out there and everything. But you have to be able, it's risky. It's really risky.
It's very risky.
I mean, you're gonna some nights, like, we have kids. So some nights you're working so much, you gotta find that balance.
Yeah.
You gotta find that balance. You gotta be prepared for those long nights. You gotta prepare. You gotta be ready for it turning around and waking up early the next. Go full time into there. I mean, I think it's awesome. I would love to. That would be my ultimate thing.
That's the real American dream.
Yeah, really, it would be.
They do it. Why can't we do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay. I would love to. That would be the. But for now, I'll be really tired. I'll sleep when it's floating on its own, when my kids are running it.
I got you. Camila, what advice do you have?
Pretty much the same thing as Jody. Anything worth having, or especially when it comes to doing for self, you have to put that work in. You can't just expect it to just up and just be, because that's you feel like that's how it's supposed to be. And that's with anything. One thing about my brother, he had his tattoo business before he passed, and I remember when he first started out, he was telling me, it's hard, sis, because he has to build up the clientele. And mind you, he could draw his behind off, but still getting that clientele and finding that balance between how much you should be charging compared to the next person, and did he want to do a shop, or did he want to be mobile? And, and just different aspects of it, and so it's the same with photography. I have to know, you have to just, you have to put that energy in it. If it's worth it, for me, it's worth it. So you gotta be willing to sacrifice. You cannot get anywhere in this life without sacrificing something to get somewhere. But you have to have that dedication. You have to be focused as well. You can't just think, oh, I'm just gonna do this and it's just gonna happen. That's not how it works. Not at all.
I'm glad you took it to old world, because see, we have a lot of youngsters out there right now. We'll be saying youngsters, right? And they think that everything's supposed to come quick. There's an echo on the radio. Is it on? Someone shared it and said we have an echo.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get on that. It might be you got two microphones. That might be the reason why.
Okay.
This is the one right here.
No, that's the take the headphones off.
There it goes. All right, problem might be solved. Okay.
But no, you're right though. I mean, I tell people that all the time, especially young people that I talk to, that it's nothing's gonna come quick. A lot of prayer and a lot of sacrifice, and just believing in what it is that you were trying to put out there.
Right, and sacrifice. Like I said, we got a lot of youngsters right now to feel that okay, I can just go up here and do it, and boom.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
No.
It's like last time I checked, when you put a seed in the ground, it won't grow overnight. It takes time.
Right.
And with that time, you got to put into it. Yeah. What are you feeding it? What are you cultivating it with? What are you watering it with? But see, what you put in is what you get out.
Exactly.
Like a business is, and if you do it right, their business will be a perennial. It'll pop up every time.
Right.
When you need it. At the end of the year, it'll pop up with your profit. But see, we have kids that don't think like that. They think they can just put it in the ground and boom, I got a money tree popping up. No, it takes sacrifice. It takes time. Last time I checked, if you look at history, if you look at religion, if you look at spirituality, if you look at life, a lot of good things come out of sacrifice. I'll let you do your homework on that one. Shoot. Real talk, But ladies, I really, really appreciate we still got some more time, but I want to kind of throw something else out there too. 5 minutes. Are you open to possibly coming back into the Inkwell and possibly giving tips on starting a business.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can't keep it to yourself.
I
Right.
totally
You
don't
know?
mind. Like I can talk to somebody for hours,
Right.
you know, about it. Just because, like, what does it benefit me keeping it?
Right.
from,
Right.
you know,
see,
keeping what I
I'm
know.
glad you said that because, like, someone said, "So good, I gotta keep it to myself." No, if it's good, you gotta share.
You gotta
that.
share it.
You gotta share that.
Because you want everybody
yeah.
to be able to my post. You want everyone to be able to eat.
Yes,
Everyone
yes.
deserves to
It's
eat.
enough.
You know, so
Mhm.
it's so much out there. We can all network. You know, so we'll definitely come back.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of said that to throw you out there on the spot because before you all came in, you were extremely nervous. Now you're right at home.
Right.
Yeah. So
Kind of lean back
yeah,
now.
Yeah. See when So you know when I see that lean, you win. So Ink was like a second home to you, ladies. You're both like extremely welcome to come back here because I was inspired by the things that you were saying about starting a business. I know that people who are out there watching, I know we got some comments on there. We got some comments on the. I see the likes popping up. Yeah.
Yes. One Brian Elias says that's strong wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Brian Elias, thank you so.
Yes. And let's see if we have anything else in there. Oh, my wife Mildred Walker says you're doing a good job. And some thumbs up from a few people, and that's about it right now.
Okay, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that means people are watching us, and I'm still seeing the
little
likes,
emojis going
popping
across
up.
the
So
screen.
so people are actually taking in the information that you're saying.
Right.
So it's no accident that I brought you two together. There's always a method to my madness. So definitely, I want you to come back. I want to get you all back out there because what you're putting in, people can feed off of that. Before we transition to our next show, can you please give us your contact info again for your business, the name of your business and your contact info?
Khalees Monet Events LLC. My website is www.khaleesmonet.com. Not my personal line, but Dawn, and it's my business manager, and she answers all my texts, emails, and everything. It's 816-715-9344.
Okay. And can you spell out the Khalees Monet?
I'm sorry, KELISMONAE.com.
And you also have an event this Saturday.
I have an event this Saturday, my yard boutique. I have it posted on the news channels. It's on all of my social media. It's everywhere. I hope you'll be there. I'm hoping to do 3 of those this summer, pending on the success of the first one. And then, real quick, speaking of businesses and everything coming together, I do a lot of vendor events in rural areas and not our area. And it costs a lot of money. And a lot of times something and not to say that other people couldn't come or anything,
right?
But just because it's kind of harder for us to find places where we could display our things.
Okay. And I know a photographer that would love to capture those moments.
Of course. I don't have a website yet. I'm so picky. I'm like, I promise. I've been working on my website for probably about 8 months now. And it's like, I'm very meticulous when it comes to it. But it's my Facebook page is Noor Photography KC. My Instagram page is Noor Photography KC as well. I'm constantly posting on Instagram and Facebook. And not my personal line. I'm sorry. No, not my personal line, but my business line, which I'm always, I have my side. It's area code 816-895-2498.
All right. Ladies.
And my Gmail is noorphotographyKC@gmail.com.
All right. I thank you for coming into the Inkwell, for stepping out of your shell and sharing knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, people who are watching, people who are listening, support Black-owned businesses. We need your support. Bring Black-owned businesses back into the community because they're doing this for us.
Yeah.
I'm Tyrone Gathers Jr. This is the Source of the Inkwell. In the Inkwell, education overflows, and when it does, it never runs dry. See you next week. Oh, yeah, your mom makes sure? I need a bracelet, man.
What type of bracelet? Help you to change. You want something like that?
To rise with mountaintop
Let me take
thinking.
a picture of that.
Today, I'm going to be talking about. Well, she can do something